Check it out, party people. It's the Garvani Gold. Sunny G by. It's Camp Low. Right here, locked down on the Manny and Dr. Church show. Come on now. Where are we talking to? The Manny and Dr. Church show. Yo. This Lil Y. Sunny Super Geechee Sway, hailing all the way from Black Hollywood. We got it locked right here on Blazing 98.5 FM. Keep it locked. The Get Down Brothers. Yeah.
All right, Colorado, the Manny and Dr. Church show featuring the darkness has returned. There are no guarantees. We show up, we hit buttons, and we talk about some things. Sometimes you learn some stuff. Sometimes we absolutely waste your time. Full aware of it. Got no problem with it on this end. Dr. Church, I got you in studio / via phone and video chat, so I get to see your ugly face. And I got Basic Organics in studio. We've been talking weed. This morning we've also been talking conspiracy. We've been talking about, I hate you sometimes, Dr. Church. You bring some of this stuff up and it's like, I don't really want to have to talk about it. Like, and it is, you know what? I can't even blame you for the Tiger King conversation, because again, that's just sweeping the nation of just an absolute. Imagine being able to see all of the carnies, you know, at every carnival you've ever been to, and they're all riding in a bus and it's on fire, but the music that's playing, it's your favorite song, so you can't like not turn away. You're like, oh, I like this song, and this bus is just on fire, and then it runs through a bunch of nuns, and you're just sitting back. You just don't know how to handle what you're watching or listening to, and that is the Tiger King.
That's a pretty good description, I'd say.
Yeah, it's an absolute S show.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. I started it and couldn't stop, so thanks.
Right, and I sit back, okay, spoiler alert, people, all right? If you ain't seen the last couple episodes, man, I'm sitting back, and I think that his partner, this Jeff guy, I think he was an informant before the other fat guy turned into an informant. Like, that dude's a snitch. Both of them.
You got me speechless on that one. I'm sitting there like, I don't know.
You've got this wannabe Playboy guy who has scammed anybody and everybody, doesn't have no money, but yet he was still going in and out of Las Vegas like he's some Playboy. Now, again, he's borrowing on debt. You know, he's got debt, and this, that, and the other. But I sit back and I'm like, the only reason why this guy still exists is because the feds are able to use him. They're able to literally just kind of put this guy in a direction, and then he gets played, and everybody else plays along with him because, well, hook, line, and sinker, they bought his story. You know, they thought he was some millionaire. You know what I mean? And again, like the whole time, I'm sitting back going like, yo, this guy's working for the feds himself. And then I found out that the fat guy was working for the feds, and I'm like, yo, this is dumb. I give up. There's a bunch of snitches. Like, all they did was they got a handicapped dude, and I'm calling Joe Exotic handicapped. Yep.
Hey!
Yo, I'm saying, like, this dude, like, he's firing a few cylinders shy of a good running vehicle here, guy. Like, he ain't operating. Okay? And unfortunately, we live in a society where sometimes we continue to water these people. We let them exist. We let them, like, we don't disturb them in their little utopia. And then all of a sudden, 20 years goes by, they develop some truth, because, well, nobody's stopped me. Nobody's made me stop, you know? And so now he's some kind of Tiger King, and yet you sit back and you're like, yo, you didn't even have the mental capacity to run a business in the first place. And everybody, yeah, thanks, DK. Tiger affluenza. Okay, like the guy that he had a tiger in his hands, and then everybody loved him, and like he didn't have to grow up and learn nothing. And then now we sit back and we're like, yo, get him in prison, lock him away. Now, granted, yeah, the dude, he did some not good things to animals, 100%. Got to handle that, got to deal with that. But again, I sit back and I look at the big picture and be like, yo, that dude is a couple of studies and classes and tests away from being labeled handicapped.
I'd say thin line between genius and retarded. Pardon my speech on the retarded word. It means to slow down, what that word means, by the way. I don't know. It's so exotic. Is just a man unto his own. I don't know what to say there, other than I think he's one of those guys that when you put guns and drugs into a situation, I don't know, when somebody runs those drugs and those guns, you seem to have a lot of followers and tag-alongs when it's those situations. I don't know. I hate to say that I know an individual that kind of reminded me of in regards to
understand. No, you got to understand.
And even just the type of person where, again, you just, each individual you noticed was, even the doc guy had his own thing going with the different women. I just look at it as the same thing. There's people out there like that.
And you know what's BS? Okay? Even in Iraq, when I deployed, us as human beings, we used to go on little missions called health and welfare. Okay? And we would show up and we would go through little homes. Everybody would come out onto their yards. We'd introduce ourselves. The interpreters would talk for us, and then we would go from room to room searching these places. Okay? A health and welfare check is what we called it. And then we also gathered intel. We learned from these situations, okay? We sat down with the leaders of these communities and said, all right, hey, what's going on, right? So our bright mind and their bright mind kind of came together to kind of talk about what was going on, so that way we could find out if there's anything nefarious or bad happening, right? So now, I sit back and I'm like, we live in America. How come nobody and we had news crews coming to these people, and yet nobody sat back and been like, all right, I got to see your credentials. I got to see who's the vet? Who's on call? How often do you have this person available to you to euthanize said animals appropriately? Again, I sit back and I'm like, shame on everybody, because everybody's pointing fingers at this guy like he did something wrong, and it's like, we let him. We watered this guy. We allowed this to happen, and now we sit back and we're like, shame on you? Nah.
Yeah, I have a friend of mine that I think is the same character type, where again,
we know these people. Yes.
Somebody with drugs, right? And then they have the drugs, and you watch a lot of people that want to get high on the drugs go through and do a lot of things just to be around that individual to get their fix. And so even down to the cat. The cat being, let's say, something that probably hits the dopamine receptors, make people feel extra good. They're able to take that little selfie, look at me, and they feel extra good, now addicted to that extra good feeling. And now all of a sudden they're willing to sit around and deal with all kinds of things that your average individual would never
put up with.
Down to the 19-year-old suddenly being gay. Well, everybody's going, he's telling everyone he's not gay.
At the end of the show, you learn that he had a girlfriend, and that they've yo, I wasn't really gay, I just, meth's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, that's what I mean, is that's kind of what I was taking away from a lot of this, is that there's a lot of people out there that, again, if you have a little flashy object, you got a cool car, you'll get a lot of hangers-oners just because of a cool car. You've got a flashy tiger.
I'm sorry, but I sit back and everybody's got free will still. Okay, there was too many news cameras in front of Joe Exotic's face for them to not be able to seriously say, hey, you know what? We can actually shut this down because we know it's unstable. Like there's a lot of stuff going on in the background that this is a no-go. But then again, where do you draw the line of individual freedoms? This guy, he made a TV show on the internet Joe whatever exotic TV, you know, and that's why they had so much content for this Netflix to exist. I didn't realize that it was a show within a show until it was like episode 4. Like you didn't realize, like that's how they painted the picture, because again they were filming so much content, they were producing so much content that damn, health and welfare people. Like, yeah, they had PETA on their back, you know, they have this Carol chick, but again, all I got to do is sit back and say, yo, where's the people that were like, I need to see your certifications, I need to see your paperwork, and again, if they bought it, all they did was look at it and they bought it. They said, okay, yeah, passes. Like those people that snuck into the White House by just saying, yeah, we're on the list. Like people just looked at it and were like, okay, yeah, sure. Deal. We trust you.
Here we go. Dr. Church, time to upset some people.
Yeah, go ahead. Piss them off. I don't care.
I'm sorry. Even friends of mine, I'm about to upset you guys. I'm saying it now. It's like the snake thing.
The snake thing?
The snakes. Snakes is pet. I'm sorry. Everyone, oh, no, but they're so cute and they have such a nice personality. Shut up. It's a look at me thing. It's a look at me thing. And so you're some weirdo that loves to walk around with everyone, look at the snake around my neck. Look at me, look at me, look at me. It's the same thing as me having a Dalmatian instead of a normal Labrador Retriever. I got a Dalmatian. Look at me. Look at me. It's the snake thing. Why is your snake outside of your house? Look at me. Look at me. There's no personality on snakes as I've seen them. I've been around people that have plenty of them. I'm looking at it like...
I'm asking you, are you saying that we shouldn't be allowed to possess these exotic animals? Should we shut it down to where, you know, the individual shouldn't own the snake/tiger?
No. I think that if someone such as Dr. Third in his early years suddenly comes around and goes, yeah, I think I'm going to buy a cat. And then he changes his mind and goes, no, I think I'm going to buy a penguin. You check into that individual and go, there's something wrong with that guy. I got to see what's wrong with them. What's wrong with this fool?
But again, no, it's not. We already discussed this. Between the ages of 13 and like 28, we are absolute idiots. And we will do anything and everything we can to get people to look at us.
Right, but that's the point. It doesn't stop. That's what I'm saying.
Well, for some it does.
I painted my newest car glow in the dark.
Yeah.
Why?
Ego.
Why would you do that? It's foolish. It's nothing but look at me.
But here's the deal. Like, you have that liberty. We were born into such a beautiful country that we have that right. Right?
But, Manny, you keep me in check. And I think that's where it's important, is that there are friends around other people that keep people in check going, what are you doing?
You're talking to the wrong guy, because I say if you can afford it, if you have the land... I say own your tiger, because here's the real.
Manny.
The moment that you harm that animal, the moment that ill will comes on that animal, then we got problems. That's where I step in.
You're a good enough friend to call me out. I disagree. You've called me out before on things. I've had to step back and go, all right, Nintendo Jesus just called out Dr. Church.
You're not sitting with $5 million in the account right now. I'm going to call you out because you ain't got $5 million in the account. If you had millions of dollars, I'd sit back and be like, okay, you could potentially, financially, respectfully, you could care for this animal. Okay, all right, yeah, you have that right.
Tiger, you would immediately go, what is wrong with you? You've got children, you fool. How high did you get?
Right now, yeah, because I know your reality, dork. I'm talking about if I won $100 million in the lottery.
Yeah.
I better have the right to get whatever animal I want. Because here's real.
And I
am not a bad person. I'm not going to sit there and I'm not going to malnutrition. I'm not going to starve these animals. I'm going to do everything I can to provide them with a comfortable living environment. Now, am I going to go out and find an endangered species? Probably not. If I did, I'd be like, yo, I want 2 of them so I can breed them and send them back into the wild. And get mad at me for wanting to breed endangered animals? Well, shame on you. We're trying to save the damn things. How else do you think it happens?
I think it's more of just check on your people. That's
check on your people.
Okay. Keep your people in check. The same way, like I said, I think that even if I had the money, I think you'd go, you sure, Church? I think that's big teeth. big teeth, bro.
Sure.
I get you want it.
I've been this close I've almost financed Cletus. I've almost put money into his pocket so that way he could start his own reptile company and pest removal. Okay, reptile and pest removal. Because why? That's his culture. That's his world. He's not afraid of grabbing a caiman or some kind of python or some kind of tarantula or this. That's his culture, his world. He's safe enough and he respects the animals enough. But then I also sit back and I know that the dude struggles reading. So it's like, what are we going to do business-wise? Like, you're fit for this job. You're capable of catering to this kind of need, but yet, how do I get you into business? Because, we struggle with reading, you know?
Well, I don't know.
That's Joe Exotic all day long.
I don't talk too much, but I'm sitting there going, if you can't read very well, I don't know that you should own a tiger. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong on that, but I'm like, just maybe the tiger game is not...
So shame on the person that's dyslexic and just doesn't form the developmental skills to be able to read at a high school level. You know, I mean, maybe they got a good heart. You trust them with your animal. You trust them with your kid, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I think, and I'm putting myself in the category of people that need to be checked up on once in a while.
Agreed. And that's why I say in the Army, and thousands of miles away, we did health and welfare checks. Why don't we do them here? I don't know.
I was drinking liquid bread in the mornings, and I wanted one. It wasn't like I was getting drunk, but I got called out on it. And thank you, because the truth being is, every once in a while, maybe you do need a check on that. And if I hadn't been checked up on, maybe I'd be that guy that 10 years from now, I'd love liquid bread all morning, through the afternoon, a.k.a. beer. I don't know. Anyway, Manny, these are the things left unchecked. Shout out that Joe Exotic, this Tiger King Netflix. Thank you for giving us nothing but amazing documentaries.
But it's over for me now. I sit back and I'm like, it was only 7 episodes, and I'm not much for binge watching, but I definitely took a couple episodes in at a time, man, and it's too much. I said WTF in such a concentrated time frame that I know I'm not going to get that time back. And so it's almost like I want resolve. I want something out of this. You know, like Joe Exotic, you took time from me, and now I want something. You know, I want resolve. I want to know if Carol actually killed her husband. I want to know if that fat snitch is still breathing. Like, there's a lot. There's a lot. I want closure.
He wants the details. Listen, Manny, we can go on and on about Joe Exotic. You know what? We ended up where we couldn't connect these details. We'll just end up next week. We will deal with the Jeff Epstein and Joe Exotic connection.
Yeah, I appreciate
that. We'll deal with that next week in the CIA conversation.
Are we going to talk more weed? Are we going to talk more weed? Okay, good.
Thank you. That's where I kind of wanted to just go right back and go, hey, don't forget, we've got some cannabis experts in the studio there.
We got Basic Organics. You can find them on Instagram. I think it's Basic_Organics.
Yeah. Basic_Organics is actually the products. It's going to be like the probiotic beard conditioner.
That's right. You guys are making a beard conditioner.
And then also
with weed stuff, like what?
And a dread cleaner.
For dreads.
For dreads, because everything is with probiotics, so to keep it healthy.
I got to ask, man. The listeners out there, you can't tell, but our guy here, he's got dreads. Okay, yeah. So I look at him kind of like an expert, and I sit back and I got to ask you. What's with smelly dreads?
I don't know.
Why is that even? Like, you're not a smelly dread guy.
Yeah,
I can tell. You're groomed, you're clean, but I just wanted to know if you can give me a little bit of insight on why that might be a thing.
There's a lot of misconceptions about how dreads are formed or how people do get them.
No, I've heard egg. I've heard peanut butter and glue. And
some people they can just form just from being dirty, just not showering, just knots up, and you'll get so then you have those real those Rastafari and kind of looking things.
Look like
other
turds,
ways,
man.
you just
I ain't gonna lie, they look like turds just hanging from your head. Yeah.
Like, honestly, to get dreads, like for your hair, for at least like for me, for having straight, thin hair, it had to be completely clean, dry, no conditioner, and it was just not up. And I just started it, and even when I was younger, I was like 10 years old. I I actually saw, I think it was Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
I don't think these were actually dreads, or they were braids. But it was
talking about Cyrax?
It was at the one fight. It was on the beach. It was on the beach. And and he like did that growl like a tiger, but he had his hair, some reason, just about that hair. And then also Billy Madison in the first row or second row at the end in the triathlon. There was this huge blonde dreads, like, and I was like, the decathlon, yes, correct.
When he was doing his smart.
I saw that. I was like, I just wanted my hair like that my whole life. So like when once I was
so there was
18,
a clean
19,
way to go about it.
Yeah, you keep your hair clean. You dread it. Like you just backcomb it and
backcomb it. Okay,
yeah,
so these are
backcomb it. I
techniques.
just twisted it. It took a while for him to look nice, but like I have thin hair.
Right.
I do to take care of them.
There, I'm looking at it and I'm like, you pulled it off. Like you figured it out.
I've had them for 14 years. They've actually used to be longer. I am going bald. Well, pretty much.
There we go.
If I didn't have the dreads, I'd probably be bald. You know, it hides it pretty well.
You're saying that you would probably just shave everything off?
Oh, hell no. See, I've already, my dreads actually, they weren't like a hippie thing, something like that. Okay. I felt that they are a connection, your energy towards the earth. All right?
Oh, mess around. That's my world. That's my world because
this is what I believe.
I messed up and I read a journal, a Native American insert, if you will, of a legend that stated that the reason why a group of the Native American community had long hair was because they felt like it was an antenna. Like, and that's to put it in layman's term. Like it's an antenna. Okay. What it allowed them to do is it allowed them to track and hunt better. Okay. It allowed them to just be better warriors. And again, like I said, it was just like a big antenna for them. And so I sit back and I'm like, since I've grown my hair out, I have definitely felt a change, come through me.
I believe
is it going to go away when I cut my hair? I don't know. Am I tracking it? I don't know. Yeah. But it is something that I would like that to be a reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so again, I can appreciate that the long hair. It does. It almost makes you feel a little bit more grounded.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I mean that's what I knew I was thinning even when I started the dreads, but they lasted a long time. Didn't even start really receding bad until the last few years. I don't know if stress, whatever, something. Yeah. But it's also why I was looking into this probiotic. This probiotic is actually proven to help hair growth, actually promote the hair growth.
Stimulate it?
Stimulate it because it actually eats the pathogens that are unhealthy towards the hair, like all of these things, like the sulfates.
You start talking about baldness cures, man, and Dr. Church, he wants to chime.
Well, it's just, I'm just looking for
nothing but microaggression against the bald guy right now. This giant hair conversation of Manny being like, oh, it's an antenna, I can talk to God better. And then he's like, oh, yeah, it keeps me spiritual. And I'm sitting here like, I am bald.
Yeah, no, don't worry, sir. I'm bald too, but the thing is, I'm bald up on top with the dreads on the side. You know?
All right.
It's I think it's a unique look.
My message down, and Manny's like, look at my flowing hairline.
I had to flex real quick. Everybody going bald.
Right? Taught me this.
Manny's flexing over here.
Human in life, and I'm like, I'm bald, Manny. God don't talk to me no more.
I'm letting you know. He says God's not. No.
Well, no, this is just.
That's why God don't talk to me. Don't answer back.
No, you.
God.
It doesn't make okay, and maybe I'm just being rude by saying this, okay, because I still have my hair, but I sit back and I say, no, don't let this make you, okay? If you lose your hair, it's just hair, okay? Like it is. You're going to be fine, Dr. Church. Yeah. Like you wear a hat, you wear a beanie.
No, but the thing is, I do believe that we're going the wrong way about trying to cure baldness. We're doing it a scientific way.
Aren't they just transplant them? Like you can get butt
do the hair
put on
transplants
your head?
now, the cloning, the stem cells, all of this is there. It's if you really, if you're about the vanity issue and you want to look at, but hey, if you got a good personality and you rock something, doesn't matter.
Personality is key. I've seen some ugly people that are beautiful.
I mean,
and that's the best way I could put them. Be like, I'm not going to sleep with you, but you are a beautiful individual.
Who has focused on their girlish figure their whole life.
Turn the lights off. That feels good.
Okay? Some of us, all we got is our look.
Yeah.
Now you've got
the thing is, if you're someone that goes off of just your looks, I believe that you become kind of almost an arrogant person a little bit. Something, it's just not, you don't have much character.
Yeah, we need character. You need character, and sometimes balding creates that character.
Yes.
Okay, and it's like, you got to walk through whatever door.
So just roll the punches.
Just roll with the punches, man.
It's about how you deal with the situation.
This back to the weed conversation.
You want to talk about weed? No, I want to talk about probiotics. I'm trying to help you out. There's some stuff that works to stimulate that hair growth, man.
This was saying this.
We're learning.
This probiotic actually it will help. It's for the beard. This is going to originally be a beard spray. But the thing is, it's also can work as a toner. It clears your skin. It clears eczema, acne, blemishes. It will thicken, strengthen, and help. The beard hair, everything. Right. That's why you can even use it though on your hair as well. So that's why there's going to be a dread version of this, because of my dreads. People who have dreads don't always wash them as often.
So this is like a not a soap, but like a balm or cream.
It's a mist. It will be a mist. Because the mist idea is because it works also as a toner for the skin. Right. So you don't want the oil and just mix it into the beard. It is a conditioner.
Is there similar products right now that are already out that you can kind of describe what this is? Because again, we're talking about a product that hasn't really come out yet, right?
There are some things similar.
Okay.
I actually don't want to.
Oh no, I ain't gonna make you
release some of these things. But there's some people I'm talking to about other different probiotics that are used for the body and are shown great results and everything.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's almost like the pattern's already there. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. All you're going to do is add your basic organic touch. I have a lot
more information on this and everything. Yeah. It's just this whole corona issue has actually hindered things for just a minute.
Absolutely.
So
it's affecting a lot of people.
I kind of wanted to have this one. Yeah. So I actually once this is done, I will have all of this for you. I have to be able to.
I want to get eyes on. I want to be able to hold it and
that's
read
what I'm saying.
it.
I can come back and give it to you. I'll have samples of all the things, and that's what I'm saying. It's actually, I honestly believe that this is going to be a great... So we can at least recommend people
to just look into probiotics for hair growth?
Yes, probiotics are probiotics for health, rather than using... because even natural soaps, they have these parabens in them, and they strip your body of your natural bacteria.
I'm all about natural, but
this is a natural. It's a natural probiotic that it's all organic, vegan. It actually cultures while it sits on the body and eats the other pathogens, and then creates you to have the healthy hair.
See, and if this stuff works, I'll be able to tell you, because here's somebody that's all my life, I have washed my hair with dish soap. Okay, I don't go out and get the L'Oreal. I don't care about that crap. I sit back and be like, this will take the grease off of a frying pan. This will take the grease out of my hair. Yeah. Now, here's 100% honesty. I don't have to wash my hair every damn day. Okay, I'm not a slave to the shower.
Right.
Okay, I also know I'm not a dirty person,
Yeah.
And so hopping in the shower, washing my hair, twice, 3 times a week, that's fine,
Yeah.
And again, it strips your hair down. I'm all about being able to strip it down and letting your body do what it's meant to do, okay? I don't want somebody to put a bunch of creams on their faces and think that the acne is going to go away. I sit back and say, no, strip the oils from your face, don't touch your face, and then let your body catch up to where it needs to so that way it can protect you, because otherwise you're relying on some cream to protect you from acne and blemishes and hair growth and all this, you know, so you got to rely on your body. Yes. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing what you bring to the table. Again, Colorado, everywhere else out there in Radio Land, this is Basic Organics. Yeah. Dr. Church, we're going to have to wrap this up. We got to get out of the studio, man.
Yeah, I got you. I just got to let you know is at the end of the day, stay tuned for this character's stuff. I mean, the corona is going to be over soon. No worries. I just heard of a 5-year-old actually calling and kind of ratting on his family because they had the corona. Yeah, so the 5-year-old called 911. And the cops actually ended up showing up, and they shot everyone on site to make sure they stayed quarantined. So nobody's going to get out. So we are good, Manny. They shot the 5-year-old, the dog, like everyone's dead. So we are safe. There are no problems. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got this on lockdown. The corona's going to be over soon.
Oh, I love this.
You know what I'm saying? So just everyone's going to be fine.
Yeah, no, you're doing fine.
You're doing
fine.
You know?
Yeah.
And
can we pay bills? You want to shut up?
Yeah, I guess we should pay some bills. You're right, at the end of the day. Listen, but who's paying bills anyway? What are we talking about? It's Corona. Why we got to pay bills anyway? Who's paying bills?
Because there's businesses out there that are still open, man. Shout out Sandy's and Jill's Kitchen. They're still offering takeout. Okay, there's some mom and pops that need our help. Vote with your dollar, people.
Can I ask Dr. Church a question?
Yeah, actually, we got a question from Chris from Basic Organics. What do we got?
Do you believe in eugenics?
Do you believe in eugenics? Eugenics.
Do I believe in eugenics?
Do you believe that this is an agenda currently happening?
I'm with the Illuminati and lizard people here with the pillars on our estate, not homes, estate. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to really go too far into stuff, but the number 33 is really close to my house and my heart.
I hate you.
And I just... you know,
we're going to have to talk about this next week. We're going to need a week to go. We need a week's time, and then we're going to catch up. And we're going to, this chaos, it's far from over.
Listen, I've got a couple people in my life that have it. Shout out Doc Pollard and his wife. I hope y'all do better, for real.
Hold on, you for real? You got people? You got people that are connected with the corona?
Yeah, I got a couple people for real. I'm not joking.
Yeah, no, here's real. It's going to affect just about all of us. Like, we just got to get through it. That's it.
It's starting to hit home, if you will. I've gotten phone calls, and then
there was a school that's less than 1,000 yards away from my house. It's not even a school. It's like a kindercare daycare place. Last week or something like that they come up with a child that had it. A child, not an old person, you know what I mean? I sit back and I'm like, yep, the brakes are off on this thing. I want you people I don't want you swatting ghosts, okay? But just do what you can, stay clean, stay with your family, hang out, enjoy your time off, and then in a month or two, then we'll talk about, uprising.
You asked me about eugenics. I am conspiratorial.
Yes, you are.
I'm not about the eugenics thinning the herd. I'm thinking it's more the Nassara-Jassara Act. Everybody do your own research on some of that. The whole where we go one, all go or whatever, and the QAnons and whatever. I just think it's more of like, I think people are waking up where, I've said before, is who owns our country? Like if you have a loan for your home and it's through the Bank of America is owned by Italy. So who owns their house? Who owns America?
I love that
don't know.
fact.
We're a
I love the fact that Bank of America is owned by Italy. And Rolex is a nonprofit.
Yeah, do your own research. Rolex is a nonprofit. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you are tuned into the Manny and Dr. Church Show. Shout out to Lab Builder Supplies. If you're in need of PPE equipment, specifically gloves, we only sell in super bulk. If you need a pallet, reach out on Lab Builder Supplies on Instagram. We also got Warp Zone Gaming providing old school video games. Check them out. We've got Speakeasy Vape Lounge, Cannabis Consumption Lounge that will be back up and running once this Corona mess is done. Jeff Epstein did not kill himself. Red Leg Auto, 427 Juanita Street. L Brands is still alive. Wexner's still a scumbag. And
hold on. Okay, before you get on this, no, Basic Organics. I got to let them send some love. You can pay some bills too. You want to shout anybody out? Shout out your social medias where they can find you.
Yeah, I mean, Basic Growing is about what basic growing is, the mindful life, just growing yourself. Then Basic Organics is products about living a healthy alternative life with the probiotic soaps, supplements, and tonics for the hair and beard. And then also alternative medicines such as Kratom, because I'm a strong believer in this.
Okay, I'd be picking your brain about Kratom maybe in a future interview.
Also, then did I say the Basic Genetics? Well, the Basic Genetics is the genetics of Basic Growing. It's the strains that Basic is working with. We have a lot of new flavors coming out that we're really looking forward to. And
can we find your strains on shelves yet?
Not at the moment. Right now, you can find novelty hemp seeds.
Okay,
but that honestly is probably just about few months out.
Okay, yeah. Right now, this show's about brand recognition, about getting your name heard, getting your product out there, so that way, if it does hit the shelves and if they're out there for the people, they're going to recognize it.
Yeah, and the thing is, this is clean cannabis. The strains are refined, grown, back-crossed in all living soil to get the genetics of this plant back to the way they naturally were. So it's the purest form. So when you do actually consume this medicine, you absolutely see the difference between that or anything else that might even test higher or looks better, anything. So you will be able to see the difference in the live soil, pesticide free.
On the radio, please stop.
Hey, Dr. Church,
What do you mean we're cousins? We have 3 children together.
Dr. Church.
Manny, I gotta go.
I know you do.
Go. I'm working from home here, and my wife is just causing.
I know. You got to do what you got to do. All right, hey, Chris, I appreciate you coming through. Again, check out Basic Organics. You're going to hear more about them because, again, I like talking to people who know some things. And so now I'm going to shut up because, well, I can. I don't have to talk anymore. Nobody's paying me to do it. I'm out. Offspring, pretty fly for a while. Be back next week.
Say I'm pretty fly for a white guy.